Welcome to the Nightly Rant. I'm Mike.
And I'm Torya.
This is the show where we talk about the awful things that have happened in our day, the awesome things that have happened in our day,
and all the things in between.
Thanks for listening, and we truly hope you enjoy.
Do you miss the glory days of talk radio, where the hosts knew their stuff and were not spreading fake stories? What would it be like if those same hosts could speak their mind and not have to answer to management for it? I have just the thing for you. Spencer Hughes Podcast Adventures is the new show from Spencer Hughes, formerly of Fox News Radio and a host of other places. For as little as $1 a month, you can have access to Spencer again. His insights will make you think, and his humor will make you laugh. This is your chance to help a man build his dream and support his family. Head over to patreon.com/Spencer Hughes today and subscribe to one of the several levels you can choose from. You will not be disappointed in the content you are going to begin receiving. Patreon.com/Spencer Hughes. Adventurous content, the way radio used to be.
Yesterday was Independence Day.
Was it?
Yep, July 4th.
It hasn't been like 6 days since then? It feels like it's been 6 days since then.
But that's just because yesterday felt like such a long day.
It felt like a long day to you?
Yes. I mean, it went by fast, but like activity-wise, we did a lot.
We did a lot, but it felt like it went by in 2 seconds.
I mean, we were up early.
Get a day off and it's over.
But we were up early, we worked for a bit.
I guess it wasn't really a day off at all,
we
was
went
it?
to the Huntington Beach Parade and we passed out those Declaration of Independences. Then we had lunch with Deborah. Mm-hmm. Then we came back here and we hung out for 4 or 5 hours.
And sedated our dog.
And sedated the dog. And then went to the air base for an hour to watch the fireworks and then came back. I mean,
sounds accurate.
It was a lot of stuff. But what I wanted to talk about is all of the people who complain about fireworks on the 4th of July. Now, I'm not talking about those who complain about it on the 3rd or the 5th or any other day, but on the 4th of July.
Complain about fireworks in general, or complain about illegal fireworks?
Just fireworks in general.
Okay.
Illegal fireworks secondarily, because they're illegal and they should complain about that. But here's the thing. We had to go through it with Yogi. He was all stressed out. Poor dog.
He pants so hard. He drools everywhere.
He was getting all stressed out.
He shivers.
And
he
hides
shivers himself.
And he hides behind people. And he wants you to protect him. But
he gets mad when you protect him.
I get it. He has a little bit of PTSD from the explosions. I get it. But at the same time, it's one time a year. I wouldn't mind dealing with it one time a year.
And it's our responsibility to take care of him on that day of the year and not make other people change what they want to do.
But when they do it in the days leading up to the 4th of July and the days after the 4th of July, that's kind of where I draw the line and get annoyed.
Did you know that in Costa Mesa, it's legal to light off the safe and sane fireworks on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th?
Only since you told me that yesterday. But before that, I didn't know. But I know now. Mm-mm. And I mean, so what? I mean, then if you lived in Costa Mesa, you'd have to deal with it on the 2nd, 3rd, and the 4th.
But you shouldn't have to deal with it on the 1st or the 5th.
But here's the thing.
Any other days.
But here's the thing. There are people, and I understand why. We all love our pets. But they go on social media and they complain about the fireworks and how inconsiderate people are. Now, it's possible, I admit, that they're talking about the illegal fireworks that go kaboom. Because let's face it, safe and sane fireworks. What's the 2 worst things that they do?
They spark a little.
They make the crack sound when they sparkle, like something burning, right?
They smoke a little.
And then there's the occasional one that lets out that squealing sound. That's it. Now, let's be honest. My guess is if a dog heard the crackling, he probably wouldn't care because it just kind of sounds like
Popcorn.
wood burning or popcorn popping. But I don't think that dogs would like the squealing.
My guess is it would be some would, some wouldn't care.
Sure. Well, it's the same way that some dogs don't care about fireworks and some do. Yogi used to not care about fireworks. Now he really cares about fireworks. But my thought process is that if all you had to deal with was the safe and sane fireworks,
it'd be fine.
Less dogs would have a problem. Because think about like Lila, all the way at the back of our building. Not much goes on back there from a fireworks perspective because they're far in from the one street and they're far in from the other street. If all there was safe and sane fireworks, that dog wouldn't have to deal with all the explosions and tail between her legs and hiding in the bedroom. She wouldn't have to.
Right.
So what I'm getting at
Yogi
is...
might get freaked out for a little while, but it wouldn't be nearly as bad as it was.
But what I'm getting at with this is that the people who have the illegal fireworks, I'm sorry, I don't care how busy the police department is, it's the 4th of July. Call some extra officers in just for a couple of years in a row. It would cut the problem down so fast.
When you can go to McDonald's, which is on a major street, and you can see the people in the neighborhood right there, like physically see them bending over to light off the fireworks, you'd think the police could do something about that.
Yeah, and you're on a main street. You're not even driving down their side street. Main street, you can look right over there and go, oh, look. They're there with the illegal
Sally's
fireworks.
lighting off a firework.
And whoosh, it goes up in the air and explodes. Clearly not a legal firework.
Right.
I don't understand why there's not more of a crackdown on that. I mean, I read
Maybe we can find out.
Well, I read that Huntington Beach uses some undercovers to go around. But come on. A city that size, do you know how many undercovers they would need to catch all the people? And that's why I think, you had it right. I think if they were to identify an area that was like the worst and move in from all the entrances with police and catch these people in the red-handed, and they did that for a couple of years in a row, they wouldn't have to do it anymore because people would... The whole thing about laws...
They could hit one neighborhood each year and the problem would go away in 2 to 3 years.
And the whole thing about laws is they're meant to deter. Obviously, they understand that people can and do break the law.
Right.
But what happens is, I believe that there's a line that people draw in the sand. And they're willing to push the limits only so far. So there's some people who have no problem doing 95 miles an hour in a 65 mile an hour zone, for instance. And then there's other people that are like me that I don't want to go past 69 miles an hour in a 65 mile an hour zone. But I'm still technically breaking the law.
But there's your line that you won't
But there's
cross.
a line.
Right.
And I think some people have that line when it comes to laws, and other people, their line is kind of fuzzy or not there at all. And so I think that's why what would happen is if they started enforcing the law, if there was the chance that people were going to get caught, less people would set off illegal fireworks, which means that our pets wouldn't be so stressed out all the time.
Well, and let's be real. People know that law doesn't get enforced. They put up those signs saying it's a $2,000 fine, and that's all they do. That's it.
Well, and have you seen the social media comments about, oh, this happens every year, you just have to suck it up? Mm-hmm. That's, to me, a big part of the problem with any situation like this is the people who just give up.
Right. Can you imagine what it would be like if fireworks weren't illegal here?
Well, yeah, can you imagine? Because then that would mean, just like I just said to you, people who set off these illegal fireworks, for one thing, they have to go through a lot of headache to buy it. But then once they buy it, it's like they set it off and they're brave because they know they can get in trouble. But then there's that group of people that's not going to do it. But then as soon as you take that away, well, then if it's legal, it means they don't have to go through the hassle to buy it. The price will probably come way down because now it's legal and tons more people buy it, so the price comes way down. So yeah, what would end up happening is every house over in the neighborhood over there would have it.
Yep. I don't disagree with you.
It's like, it's like this marijuana. When the marijuana was legalized, all of a sudden throughout our building, we've talked about this on the show before, you used to smell it here and there occasionally,
But now you get a good
Now
whiff
it's
every single day.
everywhere, and it's like there's no attempt to mask the smell, nothing. No one tries to hide it. It's just out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the illegal fireworks would be the same thing. Can you imagine if they didn't have laws limiting the use to a certain day?
Right.
But see, that makes me wonder, because personally I believe that adults should be allowed to act like adults and do what they see fit.
Mm-hmm.
But then I question my own standpoint when I think about the fact that even with laws that say the fireworks that they have are illegal and they're only supposed to use it on the 4th of July, they still don't follow the rules. So if they're not going to follow the rules when there's a law in place, what the hell's going to happen when they're allowed to do whatever they want?
Right.
And that's like the next thing that I think about is like, it's like, wowie kazowie. Like,
well, do you have some right to nice quiet in your home?
well, yeah, I mean,
so technically they'd be violating your rights.
Yeah, so they should be knocking it off anyway.
They're swinging their arms.
Who's swinging their arms?
You made the analogy of swinging your arms, hitting other people.
Oh, yeah. I was like, what? I'm looking around. There's no one here but us. I thought, now the cat's waving her arms? Wow, she's
Take your
good.
palm and apply it to your face.
She's good. The cat. So, hey, while I'm thinking about this, you guys could help us out by going on your favorite podcasting tool, be it Google Play, Stitcher, or Apple Podcasts, and give the Nightly Rant a 5-star rating. 5 stars. And if you've got the time, write up a quick review of the Nightly Rant, give it a 5-star rating, and put that review out there. It would help us out a great deal.
Yeah, we'd love it. It'd be great.
And you can send your feedback to info@yogispodcastnetwork.com, or you can go to yogispodcastnetwork.com/feedback. We love hearing from you. And hey, letting you know too that we're trying to put together a show about, it's basically a debate show, and the person that we're looking for, the host, would be like the moderator, but they're gonna need to enjoy debating, because there's gonna be times where the moderator is only gonna be able to find one guest, and they're gonna have to debate that guest. So we're looking for that person. I've had, a couple of applications. We're going to do some interviews and pick a person. Send in your info if you're interested to info@yogispodcastnetwork.com with the subject line, new show host. That'd be great.
And then if you're interested in being on the debate show, also send us an email.
Just send us an email, same address.
Because we'll preemptively keep you in mind.
Just say guest request. And that's another point. We're either one of us or both of us are willing to be a guest on other podcasts, and we would love to have you guys out there. If you've got something you want to rant about, if you've always wanted to rant about some situation, feel free to come on our show and rant. That's why it's called the Nightly Rant.
You can even monopolize it. We don't mind.
Exactly. Take over the whole show. We don't care. We'll help. But here's the thing. You can even be anonymous if you want to be. You can change your name.
As long as it doesn't rhyme.
Exactly.
One of our past names.
Exactly. We don't like that.
We don't approve. So,
give that some consideration. Get in touch. Don't forget to give that 5-star review. So back to 4th of July. I've been doing this 30-day video a day YouTube challenge thing, and I just realized I have to do one tonight so I don't fail at the challenge.
What's your topic?
It's supposed to be about sports, so I'll probably talk about the World Cup, maybe, kind of, sort of. I don't know.
Okay,
But I did one last night on the fireworks, and, I put it with some patriotic music and posted it up on YouTube, and it's on my personal YouTube channel. You can just look my name up, Michael Mahoney, Mahony, and it's been interesting. Because part of me is just having a good time editing the videos, and then another part of me is just having an interesting time coming up with something to say about a topic. And, the videos range anywhere from 3 minutes to 15 minutes. So
They're pretty interesting.
I do what I have to do. And it's been fun because I've been learning Adobe Premiere.
Maybe you should share some links in the show.
Yeah, I will. I'll put a link. There's already, by the way, a link to the Yogi's Podcast Network YouTube channel. This is not on the Yogi's Podcast Network YouTube channel. So I'll put a link in the show notes. And if you would do us a favor and go to the Yogi's Podcast Network YouTube channel, and you can find the link in any of the show notes. If you do that for us and subscribe, we would really be thankful to you for that. And if you don't already subscribe to the podcast, you just listen to it on a regular basis, please subscribe because it helps other people find the podcast. It's one of the ranking factors for our podcast, so help us out.
You know, more people need to listen to my sassy attitude.
Exactly. I mean, I have to put up with it every day.
I know.
Why shouldn't other people? Right? So, what are your thoughts about the fireworks situation?
I think that if there's a law, that people should follow it. And if there's no law prohibiting what they're doing, then go hog wild. And I feel like, exactly what you said, the people complaining about the legal fireworks on the 4th of July, find a solution that chills your dog out. Or dogs out. So they can take a nice nap and not be traumatized. But it's not somebody else's responsibility to take care of your dog.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like we said, it's a 1 day a year thing, right?
Yep.
So as a dog owner, you kind of just have to deal with it. It's like if you have a baby and you live in an apartment building and you're like near the pool area and it's summertime and you're like, oh my God, they're down for a nap and the people are so rude, they're so noisy. Well, no, they're not rude. It's the middle of the day. It's okay.
Yep.
So I don't know. I agree with you mostly on that.
Only mostly. I basically repeated exactly what you said.
Okay, maybe.
You didn't listen to what I said, did you?
I listened, but I don't think it's exactly what I said. I think it's similar. Like you talked about following the law. I personally wish there didn't have to be a law. I just wish people would just, out of common courtesy, not, like you said, I don't go and take my workout music and put a gigantic speaker out on the street and blast it into someone's apartment.
Do you honestly think people know what common courtesy means?
Well, they should.
Well, they don't.
Point. That's the point. Whether they know it
Maybe
or not
there's
isn't
the problem.
relevant.
That's the real problem. Let's be real.
People are selfish. And unfortunately, in my opinion, the more we get towards the instant gratification becomes more and more of a thing, the more people become selfish and they don't care about other people because they think, oh, it's only a second or it's only a minute or it's only 5 minutes. Well, you're still, like I said, remember the guy that used to show up in the mornings and beep, 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 beep and honk his horn?
Used to?
I wanted to take that car and stick it up his rear end.
I'm going to find that guy.
But
again.
that's rude when you show up at like 5 in the morning and you're honking your horn.
Sometimes
outside.
it's 5 a.m., sometimes it's 10 a.m., sometimes it's in the afternoon.
And if I took a big giant speaker and I put War of Ages on and blared it at 10 on a huge sound system, that would be rude. So why should you be able to blow up explosions outside my window at 2 o'clock in the morning? Why?
Yeah, that's... You know what? That's the reason there are laws, is because people don't have the common courtesy anymore.
I mean, I'm perfectly okay with taking care of our dog. It's our job. I'm perfectly okay with that. But I'm not okay with having to do that on days that you're not supposed to. We all know July 4th is coming. We went out ahead of time when we got the baby Benadryl. I mean, we tested it out on him ahead of time to make sure everything was safe and that he was okay.
It makes the dog really loopy.
I mean, we did everything we could do, and he still was stressed out so much that it really made me upset. I don't like seeing my dog that upset. Or my cats. And they were just a little wigged out. They weren't...
Mostly the big one.
They weren't super freaked.
She was just like, what the shit is going on out there right now? And then when there's a really big one, she'd jump. But, she jumps if you walk towards her too quickly.
Well, for the most part, she did really well, too. So I was kind of surprised by that. Mm-hmm. But I couldn't remember what last year was like, because I'm sure last year she spent it in the bathroom.
Last year she was locked in the bathroom with her tiny kittens. Yep.
They were little babies. So, I don't know. Well, that's interesting. So you got anything else to add to this topic?
No.
All right, then.
Good night, everyone.
Hasta la bye-bye.
Hi, everyone. This is Mike, and I truly hope you enjoyed this show. You're able to subscribe to this show on iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher so as to never miss an episode. If, by chance, you did miss an episode here or there, you can catch up on all shows, past and present, by heading over to yogispodcastnetwork.com/TNR show. Thanks for listening.